Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Quadruple G. Want to say what's up to you guys out there, all the homies. Now, we got an emergency broadcast today. I haven't read the report myself, and I'm not gonna pull it up, but there's been a lot of talk, and I believe it, 100% believe it. You know, last time I checked the date, it wasn't April 1st, homie. So it's PlayStation is basically ending support or the physical media, like physical platform for the foreseeable future. But I guess it's going to start in the beginning of 2028. Now, like, I think that's one point on this channel that I always like to talk about is physical media, the importance of ownership, right? I mean, my channel is fairly new, but those are always going to be some of my talking points. And, I grew up, I'm a millennial, so I grew up, in the Sega Genesis, late Super Nintendo kind of days. And, for me, it's kind of all I've known from the beginning. Xbox 360 was a time, I had an Xbox and Xbox 360. Those were times where I was gaming a lot back in the day. And it was all physical media. I mean, it's kind of all we knew. And, of course, there's like downsides to physical media. But, just like with anything, I mean, there's going to be downsides to it, right? There's pros and cons to everything. But I think let's just talk about this move. It comes right off of the heels of PlayStation, and there's been a lot of gaming news that I haven't been coming on here and talking about. It's really hard for me to make time, but I'm gonna make time today for y'all. I'm here to educate you guys. Sit back, little G's, and listen to the quad. Now, let me tell you guys about what PlayStation has been doing for the last couple years. They have been struggling. Bro. And when you say it twice, that means something. No, I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry, dude. But we're chilling right now. So it just comes up right off the heels, like what I was saying, from PlayStation. They deleted, like, I think it was like 500 plus movies off the store or something like that. 300 plus, I can't remember exactly how much it was. It was a lot. And to do something like that, after you purchase something, is just trashy. I really liked what Louis Rossmann said the other day. If you guys don't know who Louis Rossmann is, go watch his videos. He's incredible. He just tells it like what he thinks, and I think he's working very hard to have like a code of ethics and actually have a backbone and stand by it. And I can really respect that. A lot of these gamers out there that are I just watched a video by Pete Dorr and all these gaming YouTubers, right? Happy Console Gamer. I think where they fall short is they don't really have that. It's like, if gaming is your job, like, what else are you gonna do? Like where else do you go? And I think people like Metal Jesus is like, I think he's probably realized that this is where it's going. So a lot of his videos are kind of like on emulation or like how to get old things to work when in a new fashion. And I think people like Pete Dorr and like Happy Console Gamer, I think they're really gonna struggle when the PlayStation 6 comes out and when this digital like shift happens, because they've been so on top of everything that's been going on. Not so much Pete Dorr, but Happy Console Gamer, maybe people like Spawnwave. I don't know, just any of the physical collectors out there. I think they're gonna struggle once this hit happens, especially if they've been on top of it, because it's like they literally have everything that they want. It's like, and then once this hit happens, I mean, they're gonna get hit. You know, like what else do you get? You'd have to look at stuff maybe you don't have or something like that. But anyways, I think they've been really. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. PlayStation's really been struggling with what they've been doing, like taking out the movies and stuff like that. And anyways, sorry, I was gonna say something about Louis Rossmann. Sorry, I'm just this is an emergency broadcast, y'all, and we're just chilling, we're hanging out. Louis Rossmann is he just talked about it. He just said like, hey, like if purchasing a digital good isn't ownership, then what do they say? Then stealing isn't piracy, right? Like downloading a game off of another site or like having an emulation device is not piracy, right? I mean, it's like very dystopian. Like, how do you tell me that what I spent my money on, my hard-earned money, right? And I mean, we have this struggle in the phone industry as well, right, guys? Like, I want my phone to be about, my channel to be about phones and tech too. But we've been struggling with this issue with phones for a long time too. And it's like they're just taking away more stuff. Now, this is being filmed on a ZFold 4. And the reason why I got this phone is because it's just awesome, and it was cheaper. But the newer phones that you get, they're taking away features. They're, like obviously when the iPhone 7 launched, there was no headphone jack, right? And so everyone freaked out about the headphone jack. And then Samsung kept it up until like the Note 10 Plus, right? Then that was dead. That was like not too much long after that, a couple years. And like the notch thing, and like the phone companies did exactly what Sony did with Xbox back in the day. Samsung had the Apple people come in with the notch cut, the haircut or whatever, like what is Flossie Carter calls? He calls it the George Jefferson hairline or whatever. And I mean, it's just terrible. It's just terrible that these companies, they have no backbone and they have no ethics. And I think they, through the generations, have just completely lost who they were. And I think they've gotten too big. Gaming companies, all the companies, right, that are huge, I think they've gotten too big to where they think like if something is working for them, like in order to nickel and dime you to death, they have to do whatever it is that is they see as progress. And I think in the beginning, when the Xbox 360 shift was happening and gaming was kind of shifting into that new generation, I think that a lot of people really welcomed that, because you had so long of like companies being very aggressive with their pricing, with their strategies, and with their chokehold on physical media, that I think once digital came out, a lot of people were like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, I don't have to like have something on the shelf that I maybe not necessarily would want, even though you could go and sell it. So I mean, there's like a rebuttal to every digital point, man, because I feel like all you digitalologists are failing in huge issues. I think you guys are outdated, bro. Like it's a losing battle, digitalologists. The physical saviors are the ones that are gonna come through, and they're gonna tell you what's up. Because like give the customer choice, give the customer choice. But I think a lot of people applauded that in the beginning, where they had customer choices, and they had, in the sense that physical was physical, digital is digital. I remember I used to listen to Kill Switch Engage a lot, and they had dropped a new music video. It was called Starting Over. It was from their second self-titled album, which is a whole debate on its own about self-titled albums and whether or not like that's even a thing artists should do. But sorry guys, like tons of sidetracks, but I downloaded it because it released at midnight. Like the album didn't come out at midnight. So dude, I'm so hyped for the song. I'm buy this thing right at midnight. And you know, companies over the years have capitalized on that. And I think people aren't really valuing their dollar as much, or maybe they just really don't care about um, things like that in life, because to them it's not important, you know. And and if gaming is important to you and you're a digital gamer, um, like look at PlayStation's example, guys. Like they can just take away whatever they want. So I mean, for me, it's like if I was at a job and they promised me a job for so long to be a supervisor, so, like let's just say, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Nah, like let's change this up. I think as long as my performance was good and I've been solid and I kind of know what I'm doing in my job, I think that they should give you the position, right? And if they don't, there's some sort of favoritism going on or something like that. But like, I think it would be safe to say at that point that I would have a complete lack of confidence in the place that I worked and in, you know, the people that surrounded that. Like, I mean, I don't think that I would look at them with any form of respect after that, or any form of like, I don't know how you say it, like just, you know, like they can't keep their word. Their word is nothing. You know, it could just say something today and then tomorrow just change your mind. And I think we've seen that a lot with Phil Spencer from Xbox. We got Asha Sharma now. And I think hopefully this new time for Xbox, this will be an awakening as well. But PlayStation's been doing a lot of stuff. Like their live service stuff has been terrible. The whole PS5, I feel like everyone's just kind of still waiting for the generation to even start, you know? Like, I know that's like a common thing said amongst people, but they haven't really released anything first party that, for me at least, has been anything worth noting. Like, what was Astrobot? You know? Like, I don't even know. Like, I think the greatest game for this generation probably is Expedition 33. That's just my opinion. But yeah, like I'm just trying to think. Like there was a lot of third party stuff. There's a lot of third party support for PS5, and I think that's why PS5 has been so successful, because Xbox has fallen off a cliff. Like, you know, they're pretty much dead. You know, like they're really gonna have to make a drastic change. And then with all their stuff coming out recently about them selling studios and stuff, and you know just how bad they're failing, I think they need a drastic shift. But PlayStation shifting this much, it's I don't think it's gonna turn out well for PlayStation. I think, you know, if you're gonna raise the console, that's also another thing that's been going on, is all these price raises. If you're going to raise the console to a higher price, right? And then you're going to charge people more money for games, and then you're going to go digital only. It's like you're literally giving like any option that the consumer has with the things that they purchase, you're just throwing that in the trash. And I think anyone who throws anything that customers like, anything that your customer thinks is right, and if you take that, even if it's a minority, even if it's 80-20, you are an idiot for losing that 20%. Like, if someone gave me $100 and they say, hey, you want to just like get rid of $20, like just burn it, like, no, what are you talking about, dude? Like, and so I think, you know, I've heard some people say it's 80-20 for PlayStation. It probably is true. I think the PlayStation numbers digitally have been higher. Nintendo, not so much, but that's more like a 50-50 split. It's debated about Nintendo, but yeah, I think you're an idiot. PlayStation, Sony, you guys are freaking idiots, man. Like, the price you guys are charging for the Xperia as well is ridiculous. Like $1,700 for like a slab phone. I mean, that's a side note, but god dang, man. Like, you know, and then you guys have record companies. You know, like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to market that. Like, is the price like this is the only thing I could think of is like if the price is so expensive that you're spending more money than in creating all this physical media than what you're making back, which I find hard to believe. You're probably making a lot of that back in digital by having advertisements out there in the physical space. And I think a piece of cardboard is not going to have the same effect. Like, I don't know if there's any research studies out there of people walking in and seeing games versus people walking in and seeing cardboard. Like, that would be an interesting study to see. Maybe I'll ask AI later or something if I even remember. But yeah, I mean, like, I think this is ridiculous. Like, you know, just, you guys should have just stayed the course, man. Stayed the course. Like, keep your physical attached drives. I think those things were complete trash, to be honest. Like if you buy a drive, you know, that thing has to be connected to the internet. Otherwise, it's not going to freaking work. Like, it has to be paired with the console, right? I think there's like a daughter board on it or something like that you have to, once you plug it in, you have to pair it with the console. Those things are trash. So I didn't like their LGBT push either. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think it's complete garbage. And I think that I was this close to not buying a PlayStation 5. And I ended up buying it, but I bought a refurbished one, guys. I bought a refurbished one. So I did not buy a new one. And I bought the OG, the first model. So, and I mean, it's crisp. That thing is pristine, what they send me. So, yeah, maybe I can show you guys the box or something like that. But in a later video, just maybe as like a whole collection of pickups or something. But yeah, honestly, I think like you're also an idiot, like for posting all the LGBT stuff and on the website. And you know, it was like when Donald Trump came in, a lot of that stuff just stopped because then it became illegal all of a sudden, right? So you know, which Costco and Starbucks, like they're complete pieces of trash for doing what they're doing as far as that goes. That's a side note. But yeah, I don't think as a Christian person, like which I'm a Christian man, I don't think there is a logical end to supporting any of that stuff. And I think Starbucks specifically, because, you know, of what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, PlayStation, I think they just virtue signal, you know what I mean? It's like they just say, you know, don't really do anything else about it. So which I'm glad, dude. Don't give to those things. They're pieces of trash. But yeah, I think I bought a PS5 and I bought a couple games for it so far. And you know, there's a couple misconceptions going on that I want to tackle. The first thing is about the PlayStation discs, and the second thing is about the key cards. So the first thing about the PlayStation 5 discs is that they do work on they do have the data on them. They could be version 1.0s, they could be like broken or buggy messes, but the game is still on the disc. You just have to install it, and if there's game breaking bugs, you know, probably a good idea to update. But you could still, the whole idea is you could still take that disc and play the game version 1.0 status. Switch 2, I think you can only do that with the Switch 2 cartridges. If you if you have the updates, then you can play Switch 1 games. They do read the carts directly, from what I understand, but it's a different way that they read it. It's just like they just have the data. They just basically read the data on it, but they don't read like the physical card itself. It's very strange the way Nintendo did it. But I think if you don't update the Nintendo Switch 2 console, I think the original ones out the box, I don't think it was going to work out with the Switch 1 games. But that was a whole mess. But anyways, guys, the installs on the PS5, like, they work on the disc. There's a lot of data on that disc on the PlayStation. I think like 96% of all PS5 games are on disc. I think there's a website, it's called doesitplay.org or something like that. They kind of have all the games that they've tested. It's obviously not like every single game, because it's a lot to test everything, right? Excuse me, sorry. But anyways, I think Xbox, Well, let's go to the game keycard thing. I think that people are praising game keycards now too. Look, you guys got the freaking high voice coming out, dog. The game keycard thing is trash, bro. Like game keycards are garbage. I just made a video about it. I made a couple of videos about it. I think they're trash. I think they're garbage. I think Nintendo made a terrible decision in making those things, and I think that it works for a small portion of games right now. So their game plan for the Switch 2 is like, I wonder what percentage that it's going to be at the end of the day. I think most games are going to fit on cart, and then the rest are going to be like a download code, and I think that's just trash, bro. Like, there's limited space on the system. They only have 256 gigs. Like, the rising cost of memory, micro SD express cards are way more expensive than regular cards. There's just a ton of issues that come with the game key card. Read write speeds, bro. The way you guys could have fixed that is with an install on the cart, bro, like PlayStation does on their discs. Like that, you guys could have easily done that. You know, just install it to your memory, take it off when you want. You still have it in the cart, you know. Now, yeah, let's go back to talking about PlayStation, and I just want to say that PlayStation, I think this is one of the worst mistakes that you guys are going to possibly make, and I think there is a huge portion of gamers that will just go to PC if you're pushing them all digital and you have a really expensive console. You're just going to push them to PC. You're gonna push customers away. Do you think you're gonna attract people with an expensive console and like a digital only option? Like, if you want to keep the console maybe slightly cheaper, digital only is like gonna be the way that you do that. That's gonna be the only way that you're gonna keep that thing cheaper. If you add a disc drive, what's it gonna be, like $200 now? You know, like. The guys who made like the Blu-ray disc, right? It's like complete trash, man. Complete trash. I think you guys are idiots for making these choices, and I think it's gonna bite you in the butt. I think business-wise, it's a terrible decision. I think for hardcore gamers, this is a trash decision. And I think for the general population, once they stop seeing your games in store, once they stop seeing commercials, like, do you think that you guys are going to make more to advertise more? Like, that is just a silly thing to do, man. It's just silly. Like, I think you're pushing yourselves into the unknown with this. And I think you guys are taking a risk and you're biting off more than what you could chew. And, yeah, I think, you know, I could say a lot of mean stuff about the people over there sitting in the PlayStation hierarchy. But yeah, I mean, you guys are pieces of trash, right? I got the First Amendment. I can say whatever I want. You know what I mean? And you guys are trash. You guys are garbage. Like, not you as people, but what you guys are doing, the decisions you guys are making. You guys are actively choosing this, right? Like, if I punish my kids, I don't say they're trash. I don't mean that. I'm saying that what they're doing is trash. Their decisions are trash. If my kids choose to disobey me and I give them a timeout, you know, I'm gonna tell them that it's their choice. It wasn't my choice I didn't do anything wrong to them. You know, they're the ones acting out. They're the ones doing what they're doing. And they are actively making the choice to disobey and to not listen. So I'm going to tell them about their choices, you know, and, you know, PlayStation, I'm telling you about your choices. This is Daddy Quadruple G telling you, you guys are idiots, bro. You guys are idiots. Like, you guys need to come back. Change your mind. You know, come back around. You make the right choices. Think about things. I think it's like all the gamers are trying to help you guys. You know, they're trying to help you guys. And, you know, it's kind of like telling people about the Bible. All you're trying to do when you're telling them is you're trying to tell them the truth. You're trying to tell them the most logical thing that you know. And you're just trying to tell them, this is how it is. This is truth. I don't make arbitrary truth, you know? Like, it's not an arbitral thing. You know, it's truth. It's real truth. It's not subjective truth. It's objective truth. So objectively, I'm telling you, PlayStation, you guys are not smart for this. And I think that it's going to backfire. For me personally, I was already this close not buying PlayStation 6 anyways. I think for me, this pushes it over the edge. I have no intention of owning a digital console, especially one that's going to be possibly $1,500, right? Maybe $1,200 to $1,500. That's what I think is going to happen. And you got companies like Lenovo and other tech companies saying that this AI bubble, this the digital thing, is going to be like a new normal. Like, y'all can miss me with that, bro. Like, y'all can miss me with that, dude. Like, prices are going to go up across the board, and it's a created scarcity. And honestly, I think for the sake of consumer spending, right, for the sake of the health of the economy, I think y'all need to calm down, bro. Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to figure something else out, because this ain't working. Nobody's happy about this. Everybody's mad about this. And if you're asking people to spend their hard-earned dollars, I mean, bro, PlayStation 3, dog, like, what did they tell you back when the PlayStation 3 originally launched, bro? Like, they said, like, you can get another job at night or something like that to afford the PlayStation 3. Like, man, come on, miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that, dude. Like, you really think people are going to bend over backwards for you? Like, freaking Sony ponies up in here, dog. That ain't going to happen, bro. Like, you're crazy, dude. We got families. We got responsibility. There's bigger things in life than a luxury item. At the end of the day, it's gaming. It's gaming. But you guys are going to severely kneecap what you guys are doing. And I think you guys are making the new fans mad, the old fans mad. You guys are making everybody mad with this decision. And I think it's foolishness. Like I said, if you gave me $100, I wouldn't just burn 20. Makes no sense, dude. Makes no sense. This is all about control from Sony's side, controlling the prices, controlling the narrative, controlling their releases. Like blaming leaks and stuff like that on physical media is just complete garbage, because there's hackers out there. It's just a total lie. It's a narrative that companies are pushing to move closer to digital and to have more control. Yeah, I mean, like, the West, like I said before, like the digital laws are wild, wild west, and this is kind of the result of it. So I hope, the gaming lawsuit comes over here to the U.S., like it is in Europe right now. But anyways, guys, I think Xbox, this is a time for you guys to shine. Like, PlayStation bagged on you guys back in the day for doing what you're doing with the Xbox One, and saying stuff like, this is how you trade a game and stuff like that. And then, they have the two guys trading a game, and then, bagging on Xbox for what they're doing. Xbox, if you guys have one freaking brain cell, this is your chance to come back. And I've told you this about the game keycard situation, and about Sony as well. With all their pushes, with other DRMs and stuff like that, and just with everything that they're doing with their live service, and with Nintendo with the game keycards, I was like, Xbox, bro, this is your guys' chance to come back. Asher Sharma, this is your guys' chance to come back. And sometimes I gotta insult you guys, like, hey, take that one brain cell and apply that thing, bro. Like, if you got one chromosome, dude, apply that thing, dude. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm just trolling you guys. It's just a joke, man. It's a joke. It's just a matter of speaking. But I'm trying to help you guys, and I've been getting more subscribers lately, and more like likes and views and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. It's a little bit of a long one, but this is an emergency broadcast, bro. Guys, tell me what you think about everything. I could go on and talk forever about this stuff, man. I just got like 5 CRT TVs. My dad was getting rid of some stuff, and I'm a physical collector, bro. I'm a physical collector. I got a decent sized Xbox 360 collection, and I got a lot of Switch games, and you have every Switch console that's been released. Not the special edition ones, but the way that this future's going, I think, I got to give credit to people like Spawnwave, because he's been talking about digital future forever, and I bagged on him for it at one point. I was like, this channel's just like digital future all the time. Yeah, before it was the Switch 2 that was gonna come out, and it was like Switch 2 digital future, Switch 2 digital future, Switch 2 digital future. But I guess you could say that about me, about hating on game key cards and stuff like that. Anyways, I think he replied to me in the comments one time, and he was like, I haven't talked about Switch 2 since, or the Pro or whatever, since like he actually calculated the days, but he was wrong. It was like he forgot that he had mentioned a section like the day before or something like that. He talks like little tidbits of news and stuff. But anyways, guys, God bless you guys. All you physical collectors out there, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I feel for you guys, man. I feel for you guys. I'm also a physical collector, so I mean, like, I don't like the fact that they can control what they're putting out there. It's a narrative. It's a propaganda push. They've been like putting out this LGBT crap for a long time. There's like that documentary by Dinesh D'Souza, the 1,000 Mules documentary about election fraud and election interference and stuff like that. And I think I bought that one on DVD because I was like, bro, these guys are going to start taking this stuff away. And I've always been physical, but I had an epiphany. I think probably like in 2018, I was like, dude, like all this stuff's going to go away in the future. And man, I didn't think it was going to be less than 10 years later, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Physical market's going to go nuts, man, dude. I think I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, like, completely. I think there's too much that is beyond me to even talk about everything. But I think these companies have completely lost their way, and I think they forget who the customer is, and they've gotten too big. I think, guys, start voting with your wallets, man. Stop buying these game key cards, dude. Screw Pokopia. It's not even that good of a game, bro. Like, Final Fantasy Remake, dude, get it on the PS4 and get the PS5 upgrade digital pack for free, bro. You got that game physically, dude. It looked beautiful on the PlayStation 4. You don't need these new consoles, guys. You don't need them. The the Switch 2 is a complete luxury. The Switch 1 was fine. A lot of people complain about it, but it was okay. Nothing was completely broken, guys. It was all right. People complain about it because they're snobs. If you guys hate the stuff, go PC, man. Go to PC. If you guys are still want to game out, go to PC. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's hot right now. I closed all the windows so I can talk with you guys, and I'm like sweating, completely sweating. So, please tell me what you guys think. This is huge news. This is gigantic news from PlayStation. PlayStation, walk it back. Like, that's the smartest thing for you guys to do, is just to walk it back. Just walk it back. That's all you got to do. Just change your mind. Keep doing what you're doing with the installs. Keep doing what you're doing. But anyways, guys, God bless you guys. I'm going to say it again. Leave your thoughts, prayer requests down below. I would love to pray for you guys. And yeah, Quadruple G out, homie.